Chelsea, turning saints into the sea, turning lovesick lullabies, throwing out your bubble flies.
What?
But that... What?
What are you doing?
I'm singing Foo Fighters or whatever.
That's the Killers?
Okay, let me try another one. This is a Killer song for sure. Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of the government.
That's Sugar Ray?
Okay, Sugar Ray song, here we go. Give it the best, take a test, do the rest, take a vest.
That is the Foo Fighters.
Oh, okay. I got there eventually. I just feel nostalgic, okay?
Okay. Hey guys, it's Sophia with Kamikaze Kiwi. With me, of course, is Booth Babe and Ninja Tony.
Hello.
We just saw Suicide Squad, and we're going to keep it pretty bare because there would be a lot of spoilers if we really went into anything too detailed, because this has a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to just jump right into it. And of course, my favorite style, a pros and cons list. Guys, we have tried to redo the pros section like 4 times, and there is some sort of state of emergency right now because you can hear it, the sirens and the colors, so we're just going with it. Sorry about this 13-second intro.
Alright, now it's my turn. We're just gonna start this off. I loved the visuals in this movie. They really popped, and lots of good use of color to distinguish characters. Go. Don't stop, go.
Whoever the costume designer was, fantastic. Did a great job. Every single character, you could see, oh my god. We're keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
Alright, we're back.
So, colors popping, character, costume design, fantastic, great, is a cosplayer's wet dream.
Yay. Alright, you can tell there's a lot of attention put into the characters' visual development through their set design. For example, Killer Croc's jail cell is more like a animal's habitat than an actual prison. It feels like a zoo.
Like
this video right now.
The music, it's very fun, it's very lighthearted, it's definitely aimed towards a very specific demographic, i.e. our age. I'm gonna tell you his age, which is like late 20s, early 30s. I, however, am forever young.
True story. Will Smith in this movie is at his Will Smithiest, and I just love his character arc. I'm really interested in what's going to happen to him in the movie, and this is the most I've liked him in kind of an action blockbuster role since MIB or Independence Day. He kills it.
He does. He does. I mean, everyone wanted to see Will Smith being Will Smith, and he kind of got to do that this time. Speaking of people who nailed it, Boss Lady is a boss. Viola Davis does an amazing job. She's a great actress to begin with, but you need a character like her in order to pull this off, and she does a fantastic job and is like a real gangster.
Oh yes, she is.
Oh yes, she is. The cons. To me, this is a big one. It is very trendy. It's super trendy. The neon colors, the scene kid stuff, everything about it. It tries to go for nostalgia, and instead it just misses the mark because the source material is way too new. Also, if for some reason we are not alive whenever this video happens via all the cops, please let our parents know that we love them.
This is not a dangerous area.
Keep going. It's not dangerous. We're not in danger.
Okay, so the movie uses familiar songs to kind of like make you feel different things. And that's great, usually.
And to pull you in, kind of like the beginning of this video.
Exactly. So that's usually wonderful, but at this point it feels formulaic because you had that in Guardians of the Galaxy, and you had that in X-Men.
And Deadpool.
And in Deadpool. And in, what's the last one?
Star Trek Beyond.
I mean, it's just, I hate that it is that way, but it feels formulaic at this point.
Speaking of formula, it kind of does that for the storytelling too. There's so many people that you haven't met and haven't seen before on the screen that what they do is they basically cut out any sort of storytelling and make it as easily consumable as possible because you can't digest all the new character information and all the new story information and everything else.
Okay, so for me that doesn't feel as much like a con because I don't care about the story. I want to see these guys like interact and stuff. So my problem is with the flow of the story. The act structure was too fast in some parts and too slow at other parts. Some scenes are too long, while others have clearly been cut. And I just want to see these guys interact and have fun together. Like just to seeing Margot Robbie and Will Smith together is like, it's killer. I love it.
It's great. There's supposed to be a rated R extended cut of this coming out, and I actually do think it would be pretty good. That being not because I think it needs to be rated R, because comic book movies need to be rated R now, but rather because there are some parts where I wanted to see. The bar scene that has been all over the trailers wasn't the same as what's in the film, which was kind of cool, but also kind of frustrating because I felt like that was a moment that we needed. And that all together brings me to the epitome of what I can say this movie feels like. It feels like Resident Evil 6, the video game. Now, I'll tell you why. Resident Evil is a great series. It's one of my favorite video game series. Gamers in general will say that it does have its good points, it does have its merit. Resident Evil 6, while was a okay or good game, it was not a great game. It didn't follow the flow of really any of its predecessors. And more importantly, it was a lot about bright colors. It had a lot of distinguishing characters and introduced you to a lot of people and a lot of abilities you've never seen before.
Lots of fun action.
Lots of fun action. It even has, like, this movie even has, like, I can't get into it too much, but there's, like, the humans morphing into monster thing that happens. Even the visuals, like being in a city and there's army people around and all that, it feels like Resident Evil 6. Even the action. Every time you think they're done with a mission, it just kind of continues on and on and on. And there's a weird, like, you kind of do this weird, and I understand that they wanted to give a false stop and kind of be like, no, wait, there's more. But it didn't enhance the movie. Just like in Resident Evil 6, where this monster comes back for the 8th time, and you've already kicked its butt, it doesn't necessarily enhance the game. You keep upping the stakes of something that you've already taken care of, and it doesn't feel great. It doesn't necessarily do harm to the characters, but it does harm to the film. Alright, yes, no, lightning round. Origin story, yes or no?
Kind of?
Sort of. It has a lot of stuff, specifically from the New 52, which I personally am not a big fan of. I like a lot of the older stuff. That being said, the stuff that is accurate is pretty dang accurate, and the stuff that is not is really not. But overall, it's still a sort of.
Yeah, I mean, you got Deadshot, and that seems right. He's got a vendetta versus Batman because he's the only person that Deadshot has ever missed with bullets. And I'll get you, Batman.
I hope Senpai notices me.
Harley Quinn was a psychiatrist who was created by the Joker to be crazy. And then Captain Boomerang is from Australia. So it seems like it's right.
He drinks a lot of Fosters. In fact, exclusively.
Like a lot of Fosters.
And it's funny because I know a lot of Australian people and they don't necessarily have a particular preference towards Fosters.
Yeah.
I think that was an American stereotype that they threw in there hard.
Love story, yes or no?
It has to be there. If you guys have seen any of my other reviews, if you've ever talked to me in person, if you just kind of feel the bitterness that radiates off of me at any given moment, I'm not a fan of love stories. That being said, this one had to be there. Of course, it is particularly between the Joker and Harley Quinn. Now, I will say this. They handle the love story differently than the comic books. It appears to be a lot more mutual and a lot less abusive. It's still not healthy by any means, and it was very interesting to see it kind of develop, and I wonder where it's going to go from there.
I thought the love story was between Captain Boomerang and all the stuff he stole.
That's true, too. Captain Boomerang and everything. And Foster's.
That's right.
So we have multiple love stories. Captain Boomerang and Foster's, Joker and Harley Quinn, and Deadshot and Batman. Music and sound design.
Yeah, okay.
I would buy the soundtrack because I like all the songs in it, but not because they remind me of this movie. So, I think that by far one of the most iconic DC movie soundtracks is by far, sing it.
Oh, baby, I can peg it to a kiss from the rose on the grave. Ooh, the more something changes.
We don't want to get flagged.
Sorry.
Because that's too close. That's too
Yeah,
good.
so close. That was like, oh, man,
So
seal there.
you have that, and that's kind of iconic, and everyone who ever saw that movie remembers that soundtrack. I think that this tried to kind of do that, but it missed the mark. The music is really fun, lighthearted. We talked about it in the pros, but it's not lasting. It doesn't leave any sort of definite impression. Even more so, the rest of the sound isn't there. There's a lot of themes to make you feel things, but not a lot of themes to make you remember or to carry on that character from scene to scene. That being said, pros outweighs the cons. Yes or no?
I say yes.
Enough to see in theaters.
Yes.
Enough to see more than once.
In theaters?
In theaters.
Nay.
I disagree, actually.
Oh.
This movie is super, super fun. It is way better than Batman vs. Superman. Not hard to do, but DC did pull it up a bit. There are scenes that have Batman in it, which is a little bit weird. There's some other people who show up, again, that are a little bit weird.
I liked it.
It's not bad, though. That being said, this movie is a lot more fun. I actually think I had more fun here than I have had at most of the other summer blockbuster movies that I've gone to. But it is a summer blockbuster movie. It is a way to sell Manic Panic hair dye. It is a way to get people to dress up like Harley Quinn, which the movie focused a lot on. So if you don't like her, you're not going to like the movie. It is a way to make Will Smith again. And it's a way to introduce you to the DC universe that maybe you don't really know about. Overall, though, definitely go see it in theater. Definitely go see it at least once, spending the good money, maybe even 3D, because it might be kind of fun that way. As far as the second time, I know we're not going to see it again, but we have so many things coming up that it's just not...
It's the end of the summer blockbuster season.
It's the end of the summer blockbuster season. Pretty soon we're going to start doing Thanksgiving movie season. It's really not worth for us to go see it again, but I'm really, really glad that we saw it the first time. Hey guys, it's Sophie with Kamikaze Kiwi. With me is Tony. We're going to do a review of our last review. Pros, it's done!
Cons, it's not very professional, and I think the quality went down.
I think it did too. Lightning round, would you subscribe?
Yes.
Would you subscribe twice?
If I could.
Oh, that's awesome! You should subscribe too so you can get notices of all the things that we do, including continuing to make hipster geek crap.